So we arrived back from all our ventures last night, and after a really good night's sleep back in our own bed, we've woken up this morning with so much energy and excitement to crack on with our project. We've taken down the shade cloth and the kitchen is being flooded with light, which is really nice, and that's what we're going to start moving forwards with. So I'll show you the current chaos of the space. Albi, she hunting something. So it's quite a big mess in here, and yeah, just needs a big tidy up. And then we're going to move the kitchen over to this side, and we need to do a bit of work on the cabinets we made. And then we think we're going to just start pointing this wall. And then this afternoon we're going to go to the builder's yard and start getting some quotes on the roof, and hopefully in the next 2 weeks that'll be going on before the rainy season starts. And ideally we would also get a log burner in here. So yes, we're going to do a lot of tidying up today. Just had to pop out to get our food shop, and now we're back, and I felt it was time for some tea. This is one we got in Lisbon, and it's a white tea from the Azores, which looks amazing. And Iwan's mum also kindly brought over our favourite Iwan. So I'll make it in this. It's so beautiful. So good. Next I'm going to move the sink cabinet to this corner, but there's a supporting bracket on the back, so I need to take that off and put it this side because the sink is getting flipped.
Where are we going? Into that corner?
Just the door, because I need to just take the back bracket off. There's the top.
A sausage dog.
Just this one. Run out of battery. Has to get worse before it gets better. Next job, I'm going to take this outside, and it needs varnishing, and then I've got these pieces of wood that I found that I'm going to try and make some cupboard doors with and try and enclose it better, because it gets very dusty because of the the walls and all the bits of concrete falling off there. So just need to get it outside. So the varnish takes 3 hours to dry, and I need to go get the rest of the wood from the van. So I think it was a chest, and then these two are the side panels, and they've got these lovely handles that I'm going to try and incorporate. Now I'm thinking doing them like cupboard doors like this, and then I'm going to have to put a strip down the middle because they don't quite meet. Iwan's working hard over here, clearing this area. We've still not signed the deeds for next door. My latest update from the lawyer was that they're still trying to register in court. I think because the land was inherited, it's not fully been registered. So they need to do that before they can sell it. And then the court was closed over summer, so that's just why things are taking longer. But we are starting to just sort of clear the border. We've decided that the fly curtain is now more annoying than the amount of flies that get in here, so it's time to come down.
Maybe.
If we can remember how we got it on. Pulling out teeth, this. So this is what it's looking like so far. That's the oiled one, it needs another layer, and that's the unoiled one, so you can see the comparison. I just gave it a quick clean and a bit of a sand as well. There's quite a lot of damage to it still, but for a temporary fix for now, I think it will work. But I'm letting that dry. The varnish on this is still drying, but I've started putting the sides on. So we've just got some scrap bits of MDF from when we did the cabin. So I'm doing those two on the sides, and then I've got a big piece for the back. And I want to get in here just a bit better organised so we can actually use it. But first things first, I need to put back on this one because just all the dust and spiders get in. So I found these, which are left over from doing this, but I need one more piece. There's a bit of a gap, they're going to fit perfect otherwise. Just running the generator to charge the drill battery. The joys of off-grid living. Albi. I don't think this is a good space for you to be. So it's a little bit dark in here, but I don't think it looks too bad. And then in the next couple of days I'll just get the extra piece to fill in there. But now that should be a bit more dust free. So this is as tidy as we've managed to get it this evening. The chaos of having to live in your space that you're also trying to fix, but it definitely feels a lot more workable. And then the cabinet will go in this corner here once it's finished, but I don't think I'm actually going to put the doors on it until the room's more finished and we have more space to move the sofa to. But dinner is on its way. On this day, we went to go and help our friend Nick and Andrea, who have a great channel called Project Portugal, and they have some videos of how they made this amazing moon gate. They have a really beautiful farm with lots of cute animals, and I say we went to give them a hand. Iwan mostly gave Nick a hand, and if you want to see what they got up to, you can go check out their channel, which I'll leave a link to. Nick has helped us so much, so we're always happy to go give a hand where we can as well, and he has so many cool projects on the go, so definitely go and check them out. So we've just cleared the floor space in the corner of the kitchen so that we can get to getting all the stuff out of the gaps, or the crumbly cement off, and then we'll start pointing. But we've got a lot of clearing to do first. So this is what we're working with. We've got this crumbly old cement that's really hard. I'm going to try and get as much of that off as possible. And then there's stuff like tiles wedged in, lots of spider webs, bits of grass. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So I thought I would just show you where we've got the kitchen up to, and we're sort of trying to figure out what we need to do and what we need to prioritise. So the kitchen side is actually working quite well. It's much easier to cook in. Having the back on the cabinet that I finished off is definitely keeping it a lot less dusty. And then the doors are just here. I need to finish them off, but they're not a priority anymore because we figured that they don't really work until we can move the sofa. But yeah, that's all working fine. But the problem is we decided to start clearing out the wall that needs pointing, and it is just so full of random stuff, and like this corner here just seems to be like mud rather than a stone. So we're just trying to figure out now actually if we need to actually rethink the process that we're doing, because I think we actually need to get the sofa out of here and maybe protect the kitchen, like put up some tarp halfway across the room. Yeah, so hopefully the sofa can go into the cabin, but we don't want to do that until we've finished insulating the cabin, which is another priority over the next couple of weeks, because it's starting to get quite cold in there at night. And oh god, last winter, well, it wasn't even, when I think of last winter, I'm already just like, life's already so much easier, but we've still got a long way to go. But last winter we were still living in the van, which was so tough. But even once we'd built the cabin in April, it was still really cold in there at night. We were both in down sleeping bags with a duvet on top. So we really need to do that. So I think we're going to shift our priority, insulate the cabin, put the sofa in the cabin, then put the new roof on here, then start pointing the walls, or clearing out the walls at least. I cannot believe the stuff that's in there. And then think about how we're going to do the floor, which would involve getting the kitchen out. So yeah, it's a bit of a mind juggle. I feel because the summer was obviously just a bit of a write-off with the heat that we couldn't really do anything, and it feels like waking back up to it now and I'm just like, oh god, I don't know where to start. And obviously we've never done anything like this before, so it's just learning everything as we go. We're really lucky and feel really grateful that we've got our friends Nick and Angia and Theo and B, who are sharing all that they've learned, or you know, Nick's expertise as well. So we're in good hands, but we're just figuring it out a lot as we go, and living in the space that we're working in is something we're trying to figure out. So yeah, that's where we're at with it. It's still really exciting. It's still just so amazing to sit on our sofa and look out that window at this beautiful piece of land that's turning all green after the rain. We've got our wine next door bubbling away that Iwan will be putting the full video together of soon, so expect that in a couple of weeks. And then if I get too overwhelmed with the building, I always turn to the garden, of course. Nothing more relaxing than pulling up a few weeds. And I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that has supported us by buying us a Ko-fi this last couple of weeks, because that goes into making the garden what it is, and I'll be sharing more of the garden next weekend and what's growing, and after this rain it's looking wonderful. Thank you so much for watching this week. I hope you've enjoyed having 2 videos, and we'll see you next week. Bye!